Hi everybody, Fintan here from Damson Cloud, and this week I want to talk about the new Gmail interface that you may or may not have yet. But if you do, you may have noticed some additional chat and meet features within your Gmail interface. If you'd like to see a demo and learn more, you guys know what to do. Stay tuned. Okay, so Google have got this new campaign going called Gmail, a new kind of home for work, which we're missing the end of it there, but it is there. And I just wanted to do a quick demo of the new Gmail interface and talk about some of the additional features that are kind of coming to Gmail as part of integrating the new chat interface. So some of you may have the new chat and you may have been using this, and Google have been slowly integrating this into the new Gmail interface. So as well as email, we will now have chat, rooms, which is kind of a feature within chat. And those of you that use Slack will kind of be familiar with this, where you can join a channel within Slack. It's kind of similar to that. And you can join a room and leave a room, and it's got the capability to have external parties as well. So very, very useful for projects and discussions and things like that. And there's some interesting use cases customers have internally. You also have a new Meet feature, or Google Meet feature. And this says new Gmail search. We're missing the end there. And the Gmail search is something that actually had launched previously, but I just wanted to demonstrate it to people because you may have missed it, and it's kind of part of this update, although it came out a little bit before. And this is available on both mobile and web. So I want to try and demo both of those interfaces if I can. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So the first thing that you'll notice, if I just pop out my Gmail here, is that I have shrunk down the chat, rooms and meet features. But for yourselves, if you guys have these, you do need to turn them on. So your administrator needs to enable these features, and then you have the ability to turn them on within your own inbox. So let's just cover that first. So when you go into settings, if it's been enabled by your administrator, then you will have Google Chat and you will have Meet settings. If you turn on Google Chat, then Chat and Rooms will appear. And then if you turn on Show Meet in my main menu bar, then it will show here as well. You can turn Meet off on its own and Google Chat off on its own if you want. And then you can also change some of the chat notifications within here as well. So that's where the settings are for those, and they need to be enabled along with some other administrator settings as well. I will maybe link to those for any admins out there. So I have these shrunk down here, and this is probably what you're used to having, and then maybe having your chat below that. But you can just click on these little arrows and open them all up at once. Now, if you've got a small screen, that can be a little bit cumbersome because it's kind of shrunk my inbox down now to quite a small size. Now, I do have this zoomed in for the video. So you might decide not to have rooms or not to have Meet open. But what I love about it is you can really quickly click on them and open them up. So let's cover the search first. As I said, that's a little bit different. So if I just do a little search for the word hello, I now have email and chat, and there's some other things I'm not going to get into where you can now click on like attachments and things like that. But it was really the chat one that I wanted to cover because that's the one that's different. And when I go into this, I will actually get a view of all of the messages that mention the word, this particular word or phrase that I've put in. And I can very quickly say, well, I only want to see the ones from Fintan, from myself, and the ones that have a document in it. And so it will actually remove any other ones from that search parameter. I can go straight into that thread if I want, and it will open it up here, this thread I have with Lauren. Or I can actually go straight to, say, the document or just view it directly from here. So that's the search, and it makes it very, very fast to kind of find things. You can see I can just click on these and it will show me the ones that have links, the ones that have sheets. And those of you who are familiar with the old Google Chat or Hangouts chat, it was often very, very difficult to find things that people had shared with you, like files, like links, like chat messages and things like that. You could often find messages, but it was often files and links and things that were difficult. And so this makes it really, really easy to find that information. So a huge improvement that I'm very, very pleased with. I'm just going to shrink up the mail there and then make these guys bigger so we can have a look at these. So with the chat, I've got very similar to what I had before. I can click on these chats and I can have a little conversation here with Sandra. You now have a little drop down here to be able to upload files more easily, attach documents from Hangouts, and also add a video call straight away as well. So a couple of additional features there that just make it really fast. Emojis as well, for those of you that's important too. The other thing that you can do that I didn't notice actually immediately is that you can actually make the chat full screen, and this will full screen it into your sort of inbox. And this is part of Google trying to integrate all of these tools into a single place so that you can just have one place to go. And eventually there's actually going to be, for video calls, there's going to be sort of an in-video call box where the video call will appear actually within the Gmail interface, and you can still sort of continue to work on an email or document or whatever the case may be. So I quite like that feature where I can sort of full screen a particular chat, that I can click on it and then I can full screen it into my Gmail, which is really valuable. And then the next area is rooms. So rooms are again quite an interesting addition to G Suite. They sort of have these threads within them, and I've covered this before in other videos, where I can follow this particular thread, or I can create a brand new thread about a particular theme, or maybe with a project, a particular customer. And so you can imagine maybe having a marketing room, a finance room, an operations room where teams could join those particular rooms and have threads about different things. But now Google have added this feature where you can actually look at the files that have been shared within a particular room. So again, trying to find those within Hangouts chat previously was actually very, very difficult. And then the last one that they've added is tasks. So I can actually add tasks for a specific room here. So I could say follow up on proposal. And then I could add some additional details in here if I wanted. I can assign a time to the actual task, and I can also assign it to an individual. So if I wanted, I could assign that to Lauren, and then she would get notified that I've assigned that to her, and she could see all of the tasks within that. So an interesting way to maybe manage a project, that you could create a room for a project. You could have all the files for it in one place. You could have all the tasks for it in the same place as well. And then you can see my completed ones at the end, and I can, as I said, change the date and the assignees on any of these if I wanted to. And I do really, really like that feature. Now the tasks don't appear in your My Tasks, so that's the only thing that I don't like about that. For me, I can't get like a full list from that kind of team room. If something is assigned to me, so say if I assign this one to me here, I will see it in my task list. So if I go to my tasks, I can see this follow-up and proposal now, which is good, but I'd love to be able to see like all of the tasks wherever I was, say from the team room, even that were assigned to other people. That would be a nice little feature. And then the last one is the actual Google Meet interface. And I really like this one. So you can create a new Google Meet very quickly, and you can copy the details here. You can send an invitation straight away, and it will allow you to copy it or send it via email. This will just open it up in a new tab, and you can send that straight off to somebody. So that's very useful because a lot of people, particularly now, want to be able to jump into a call really quickly. But the My Meeting section is probably the best, and I've added two little things to a calendar here, and anything that's coming up, I can actually see those straight away. I can see the attachments, and I can jump into the attachment. So I can click on this, and it will bring me into, in this case, a little Jamboard session, and I can see that immediately. So like that's really, really valuable for me. When I've got a meeting coming up, I'm working in my email, I can just click on My Meetings, I can see the attachments, and then straight from here, I can actually join this video call as well. Okay, so I'm actually able to join directly into this. So Google is really working hard to just bring all of the things that you do, all of the work that you do into a single location. And then the follow-up to that, as I said, is actually on mobile. Here's one I've made earlier. Google actually have this on the mobile setup as well. In my Gmail, I just wanted to show you guys that it's exactly the same in here. So in my Gmail, I've got exactly the same features. I've got mail, I've got chat. So I've got the same little chats that I had before with Sandra. And I've got rooms, and I can go into the team room in here, and I can see all of the stuff within my team room, and I can see the threads that I'm following as well and reply to any of these if I want. I can also click on files, and I can see the files, and that would bring me straight into Google Slides. And then I've got my tasks as well, and I can edit tasks from within here. I can reassign them, or I can add new tasks. Okay. And then if I come out of there, I've also got Google Meet. So I've got the same Google Meet stuff here. I could join my video call. Hi guys. And I can also look at the meeting links, and I can click into the Jamboard session if I wanted in the wrong account. But you can see how I can access all of those different features. Now, the only thing that I found is a challenge on the phone is the notification. So I might get a notification. You end up with dual notifications if you've got the chat app installed as well. So you do need to disable that. But if I get a chat notification on here and I'm reading something, and say Sandra says, oh, can you send me that email? Or, you know, maybe I've got to copy something out from an email. I now have to go back out into mail and then maybe into the particular email that I'm looking for and copy the text in, and then back out and then into chat. So I found that a little bit cumbersome, that I kind of feel like that's actually slowing me down when it's supposed to be speeding it up what I'm doing. But then you could have the chat app on there as well. So that's the only negative I've kind of seen from my use of it on my mobile device. So a faster way to sort of be able to switch to email maybe from within the integrated app, which is now all within Gmail, would be good. Thanks very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's update. I would love to know what you think of this week's update, because I think these are significant changes to the Gmail interface that we haven't really seen before. And I'd just love to know what people think about them. Are they going to make it easier for you to collaborate with your teams and get work done? Or do you see any areas where it could be improved? Let us know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week.